Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Awesome P3. This game is currently available in the Xbox Store for a price starting at $4. It's developed by Pigeon Dev Games and published by Sometimes You, and features 69 stages. I'm going to kind of skip through here so you can kind of get to see some of the earlier stages. But it features 69 stages where you have opportunities to collect these little pips and then ultimately try to set your fastest high score to time as you can complete through these levels. Now, for me, this is probably my favorite game in the Awesome P series. If you didn't know, this is the third one, go figure by the title. It's a simplistic platforming game that gives you a couple different abilities, but also does a pretty poor job at teaching you how to play. Let me tell you, I was stuck on this level for probably half an hour because I didn't know you could just climb and walk up walls, so I wish the game did a little better job at teaching you how to perform some of the basic controls in the game. So you can jump with A, pretty straightforward. You can then use X to dash across your screen. As you can see, I'm still struggling with this level that took me forever. And then you can wall ride just by kind of attaching yourself to walls. And the way the levels work is you have to go from one end to the other, collecting a key. As you can see here, I'm going to completely, brutally keep failing this, and get to the end of the little portal gate path, whatever you really want to call it. As you get there, no! As you get there, you'll then proceed to the next level. You don't always have to collect all the little pips, but, you know, let's be honest, you're not trying hard enough if, you know what, I'm skipping this level. You're not trying hard enough if you don't collect all the pips. For me, it's a really fun and actually really challenging platforming game, as there's a lot of content that they have introduced in this one that just feels like a much better experience for me in the series that they have for these games, in a way that just makes them really fun and done tastefully. You know, there's a lot of kind of varied content with the game, and it paces itself very well in terms of the teach of how it kind of exposes you to different things, not necessarily in the terms of the controls for the game, but it's challenging enough that it's rewarding as you complete out the different kind of objectives and tasks in each stage. There are kind of these little checkpointed flags, but you know, they're kind of more just for, I think, visual aesthetics. I don't think they really, I think you have to go into a setting or something. I haven't used them. You know, you kind of just need to one-way yourself through most of the levels, and if you do what I do here and you miss the key, you're going to kind of struggle. Overall, the controls are very simplistic, very basic once you figure out how to use them. Again, the game does a really poor job at teaching you how to use any of the controls in the game, but it makes up for it once you kind of figure out how to do it. I like that there's different ability kind of things within the game, and just really the pace and presence of how everything gets taught with the game. It's done in a manner that is stress-inducing, yes, but also easy to kind of wrap your head around. I think the most frustrating stuff is just kind of that initial basic teach of trying to figure out what the controls are for the levels. But once you kind of get beyond that, it really does make the game a little easier into the sense of kind of getting off the ground, and then just being able to then navigate out in the levels will just make things a little easier for you in the end. I think the overall level design is done very well. I love the varied mechanics that kind of get introduced to you while you're playing. And you know, just it's for $4. Like, this is not a game that I think has really hindered on any of its ability to just perform out and be very solid. You know, the design of everything, the way things work, it's just that initial kind of teach that the game really needs to work on, because for $4 you can't really complain too much when it comes to the sense of the amount of content here. 69 levels for $4 is of great value, And, you know, it's probably going to take you, I'd say, about 1 to 2 hours, depending on your skill level. I think skilled platformers might be able to knock this game out in probably 30 for 40 minutes. But again, for me, it was just that initial teach of understanding the various controls that really set it to be a difficult experience, at least for me. And I know some of my fellow review friends that we kind of were struggling as we were trying to figure out what the heck any of these controls did, because the game didn't do a good job of explaining it. Even if you go back here into settings, there's no control options or anything available. But yeah, overall, I think Awesome P3 is a super solid platformer for $4. You can't go wrong with. So, as always, I'd love to know what you guys think of my review down below in the comments. Do you think Awesome P3s might be your next platformer to pick up? $4, like I said, you can't really go too wrong. Outside of that, thanks for checking out my channel. I hope to see you again soon.